Hello, and my name is Jenna Carelli. I am a fitness and nutrition expert. I am also a business coach and a mom to a little girl. I am a stay-at-home mom, work-at-home mom, and today I want to give you a little active campaign tutorial. I've had a lot of clients come to me who are a little fed up with MailChimp and they're looking to make the switch over to Active Campaign. So I'm going to start a free trial and kind of walk you through how you can set yourself up if you're going to make the switch from MailChimp to Active Campaign or start using Active Campaign for the first time. So what I did is I clicked on try it for free. I'm going to enter my company name and an email address to create my account. Now I'm going to use my personal email address. Doesn't matter which one you choose, then click create account. I will probably receive an email to confirm this. I'm going to set a password. I'm going to confirm my password. And then it asks you, what are you interested in? So are you interested in email marketing, marketing automation, CRM, and sales automation? You might be interested in all three, so then you can click all of these boxes. What are you looking to solve? Maybe you're looking to build your email list and nurture your prospects. How many contacts do you have? Maybe you have less than 2,500. And what type of help would you like? We're going to click on self-serve. Go ahead and get started. Then it brings you to the Active Campaign homepage. So this is the page that you will get very familiar with. Now, the sections that I pay attention to are over here on the right, the recent activity. And it shows you what it could look like once you start building your list. So anytime somebody subscribes to your list, you'll get a notification. It will show up in this recent activity section. And also when somebody unsubscribes, and then it'll give you a reason as well. If you have any automation set up, which we will go through, you can see the activity within your automation there. And then over here under campaigns, if you schedule any campaigns to go out, and a campaign is just an email to your list or newsletter subscribers based on a tag that you associate with them. And for our purposes, that's all we're going to look at right now. Right here it says all contacts. There will be a drop down. It will tell you how many people have subscribed to your lists in total and how many people are actively opening your newsletters and reading the things that you put out. So what you're going to want to do is go up here to lists, and you might want to create your first list. I'm going to save my password. This is a Mac computer. And you're going to want to create your new list. To start, I would just click here, add new list, name your list. So I'm in the health and fitness industry and I'm also a business coach, but let's say I want to create a list for my Fat Loss Accelerator group program that I launched in 2017. So I'm going to name my list Fat Loss Accelerator Group Program. What website URL is this list for? I have one website, and that is http://www.jennacarelli.com. And then the next section, it says remind your contacts why they are on this list and why you're emailing them. So I might say you are receiving this newsletter because you would like to improve your health and nutrition in 2017. Okay, then I'm going to create list, the green button down in the right-hand corner. And now my list has been created. I have 0 contacts. What you can do is you can import your own contacts. If you're coming from MailChimp, you can export a list on MailChimp and then import that list into Active Campaign. If you have any questions about doing that step, please email me at either jenna.m.carelli@gmail.com or info@jennacarelli.com. There will also be a drop down here where you can do a few other things. And I highly recommend that you just play around with this stuff. So if I wanted to import a contact, well, let's go into the list and I'll show you what it looks like. So now I'm in my list, but again, I have 0 contacts. So what I can do is up here in the right-hand corner, if you want to test your campaign out or your automation, you can add yourself as a contact. So my other email address is crazyhealthyfit@gmail.com. My name is Jenna, last name Carelli. You don't need to put your phone number in or organization for our purposes. Add contact. So I'm adding myself as a contact, and I'm going to click this add list drop down and add myself to my Fat Loss Accelerator group program. All these other options we're going to completely ignore right now, and we're going to click apply. So what I'm going to do, it should have applied, so I'm just going to go back to list to, refresh my screen. It says now I have 1 contact. So if I go back into the group program list, it will show myself as being my only contact. So now that I have 1 contact, what I suggest that my clients do is create what I call welcome series automation. And this is going to be an automation that when somebody opts into your list, they automatically get sent an email, whether that email contains a freebie, an ESO, or just some general information about you and explaining to them what they can receive from you being on your list and why it's going to be valuable for them to stay on your list. And automation is really helpful because it's something that your business runs on its own and you don't have to manually go in and send emails every single time somebody opts into your newsletter list. It's already set there. So let me just show you what I'm talking about up here where my cursor is under automations. If we click on that, it says start creating intelligent automations. This is something that pops up because it's our first time that we're here. So we're just going to say create a new automation. Now this actually might be helpful to go through because it gives you a general explanation of what it is that you can do. And there's so much that you can do with ActiveCampaign, but for our purposes, we're going to start out very general. So we'll just say start from scratch and we're going to hit create. So it asks you, how will a contact enter your automation? So you can add tags to current contacts to enter an automation. You can have a contact click on a link to enter an automation. You can have a contact fill out a form to enter an automation. To make this very easy for us as we start out, let's say we are going to enter an automation when a contact subscribes to your list. And we're going to say when a contact subscribes to our Fat Loss Accelerator group program, then they're going to enter the automation. And we're going to add that as our start. So as you can see, it's going to create this funnel that's very simple for us to see how our prospects are receiving information and how long in between each email there will be. So it says this automation will start when a contact subscribes to the list Fat Loss Accelerator group program. We can always add additional starts, but for our purposes, for the very basic, just setting up your ActiveCampaign account, we're only going to start when somebody subscribes to a list. So now what you do, they're going to subscribe to your list and you want them to immediately receive something. So let's click on the add button, the first action. Let's say we want to send them an email. We don't have any emails to send because we just created our account. So we're going to create an email to get started. This will be very basic. The email name, we can call this Welcome Series Email 1 because they're opting into our newsletter, and then we want them to receive an email immediately so that they know why they're on our newsletter and what they can expect from us. So we're going to create that email. Now we have several options. There are templates that we can choose from. I'm just going to go ahead and build from scratch to show you how it's done. So you can choose to have one image. You can have a right-hand column, left-hand column. You know, this is where your design expertise can come into play. We're just going to choose newsletter. And what email do you want your subscribers to see pop up in their inbox when they receive a newsletter from you? So because my company email is info@jennacarelli.com, that's the one I want to use. And I'm going to click continue. Again, you can always change that email later. So now this will be your creation page. So anytime you create an email, this is what the page is going to look like. I'm not going to play around with theme colors right now, but if you have fonts and colors that you use across the board within your business, you want to stay consistent with your branding. So you can go up here and edit the colors and the fonts that you like so that it matches your website, it matches all of the images and the ESOs that you create. Everything should be a part of a color scheme and font family. I'm just going to cancel out of that, but I wanted you to know that you can change the background of your emails, you can change the font themes, you can change the color of the links as well. And right here is an image. So this, I would recommend your image is either a photo of yourself, a photo of your family, something. If your subscribers are opting into your newsletter list and you used an image for that opt-in, I would use the same image for this newsletter email, for the Welcome Series Email 1, so that they see something that's familiar to them. They clicked on an image to join your newsletter, and now they're being sent an email with that same image so they feel at home, they feel comfortable, they're familiar with that picture. So what you can do is click here for settings to delete the image if you don't want it there. You can just click right on the image here to align it differently. You can crop the image, edit the image, you can change the image. So I'll go in here and say change image, and you know, you can add an image from your computer, upload that there. I'm just gonna, this is a basic tutorial, so I'm just going to leave what's there. And then again, you know, it explains to you, so it helps you out. If you click the box, you can change the font, you can change the font size, color, you can bold it, you can link any text up to an outside source, you can insert another image. And over here on the right, you have many other different options as well for colors. And then if you click off of the options tab and into the insert tab, this is where the drag and drop feature is super, super user friendly. You can add text boxes and see how that shows you where the box will show up. And then if you do that by accident, you can click here and delete that. Are you sure you want to delete? Yes, we do. And now this was unaligned, so we want to make sure that's aligned center. We can add a video. And then you would just enter like a YouTube video URL and click OK if you wanted to do that. You can add a button. This is something that I always suggest to my clients because you should always have a call to action. It could be a subtle call to action, or it can be a very blunt, in-your-face call to action. But at the bottom of all of my emails, I like to create a button that says schedule a free consult, schedule your free fat loss accelerator consult, and then I would just link that up to my Acuity scheduling account. And again, if you just click on this box and you notice over here on the right it says link, that's where you can enter that link, and it will link right up to the text that you have here, and you can change the font and the colors and the borders of your button however you'd like. So there are a lot of options. You can add social links at the bottom as well. So you can link up your Facebook group or personal page or business page, whichever one you see the most activity on. You can link up your Twitter account if you use LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram. So what this does is this helps you build your audience across your social media accounts. So let's say that our email welcome series 1 is complete. We want to go up here. We can save and exit, but that's not going to start our automation. We want to click next, and what it's going to do is give us a pop-up that says a summary of our campaign. So our message name, this is what we are calling this email personally, so nobody else sees this name, is Welcome Series Email 1. Now, somehow I must have put in my email address as the subject line, and we don't want that, so we're going to click Edit. And this is where you need to get very detail-oriented, because your headers and your subject lines for your emails are really what's going to be most important with regard to open rates for your accounts. You want your people to open your emails, so they need to be catchy. And I always suggest creating a subject that leaves the answer out. So maybe say, this is how you can lose weight, or you can live a balanced lifestyle if you follow these 3 guidelines. So people want to open up the email to find the answer. So the subject line might be lose weight by following these 3 guidelines. I mean, this isn't the best subject line, but just for our purposes. And you want your emails to come from, I want that to come from my business account. And then reply email can be the same thing, my business account. We want to keep this stuff on. We do want our emails to be mobile responsive so that people, I think it's about 80% of people these days, somewhere around there, they open everything up on their cell phones. So not many people are actually using a desktop computer. So you do want to make sure both your website and every service provider that you use is also mobile responsive. Now, this is fun because you can test your campaign and send a test email to yourself before you actually launch your campaign to make sure that everything looks and the links are correct. Everything looks exactly how you want it to do. You can preview a desktop preview and an email preview. I clicked out of that by accident. So always click next. It'll just bring you right back. Now down here it says we detected an issue, and that's because I'm using a personal email address. My list does not have a valid sender mailing address. Before you can send this campaign, you must update your mailing address for this list. Okay, so that's always cool because it tells you what might hinder results from your campaign. And then also down here it says there's a spam check because the subject talks about losing pounds. They don't really like that. So you might change that to something like, here is how you can increase your energy. Let's see if it likes that one. Again, always click next. We will add an address because ActiveCampaign wants one. My computer is getting slow now. Okay, so now we have our address entered and there's no spam check. The spam check has been passed. Let's say we've already sent a test email to ourselves and we love what we see. We're just going to hit finish. And Active Campaign will take us right back to our automation. So we can visually see exactly what's happening. Again, contact will subscribe to our list. They will immediately be sent Welcome Series Email 1. Now, if you want to add a few more emails to your series, you would just click this plus button. What I typically do is I go to Conditions and Workflow and I say wait for a certain period of time. And I will wait 1 day. You can wait 24 hours. I like to say 24 hours and click save, and that's going to show you they're going to receive Welcome Series Email 1. We will wait 24 hours, and then I'm going to send another email. Go back to Sending Options, Send Email. What you can do is you can send the same email or you can create a new email. We obviously want to create a new email, and we will call that Welcome Series Email 2. Click Create, and it will bring you again back to the templates. So what you can do is you can go to past campaigns if you want to stay consistent with your branding and your style, and you can use the same design that you used for Welcome Series Email 1. And then this would be where you input the next subject, headline, and maybe we're talking about ourselves now in order to nurture our clients or prospects, whoever is on our list. So we might want to say, I can't believe I used to do this, ... leaving them hanging, again, making them want to open up our email campaign. And then it will bring you back to your design page where you can create text and put videos and buttons. You can even add line breaks and spacers if you want to add some additional space in between certain areas here. And again, what we're going to do is click next when we're all finished. It will bring us back to the same page. Look at the subject. It's still the subject that we want. Everything looks great. Pass the spam chat test. Maybe we sent a test email to ourselves. Looks great. We're going to click finish. And then again, it brings us right back to our automation. Now, depending on how many emails you want in your automation or your welcome series, you would just continue to do the same thing. All right. At the very end, let's say we're done. So the contact has subscribed to our list. They get Welcome Series Email 1. 24 hours later, they get Welcome Series Email 2. We're going to add a condition and a workflow to end this automation. Now, I just remembered that I forgot something. The very first thing that we do in our automation should be starting the automation. So we're going to go back up here. Okay, so we're okay with that. We're just going to end the automation. So now this particular person or anybody who subscribes to your list will go through this welcome series of 2 emails, and then they will be out of the welcome series. So then they'll just be sitting in your list, not receiving any content from you. When you're all ready, you love your automation, all your emails are perfect and ready to go, you're going to come up here in the right-hand corner and see where we are now on inactive. We're going to switch that and make it active. Now, anytime somebody subscribes to our list, they will automatically be put into this welcome series. And then up here on the left, you can edit your welcome series name. So because this is the welcome series for my Fat Loss Accelerator group, I may call this Fat Loss Accelerator Welcome Series because you might have several automations. So now we can go back to Automations tab, and it shows us that our Fat Loss Accelerator Welcome Series is active. okay? If you want to do a new automation, that's perfectly fine. You can do that and follow the same steps that we just did. Now, I'm going to go back under the list tab, and it shows you my Fat Loss Accelerator group program is there. Let's say now I want to generate a link to market so that people join my group. I'll go to Forms, create a new form, name our form, Fat Loss Accelerator Group Program. Action, subscribe to list, Fat Loss Accelerator Group Program, create. So now, this is what people will receive when they click on the link that we are now generating. So welcome. So let's say I'm giving out a meal preparation, oh, gotta type over here, meal preparation guidelines. Then we'll click here, add a descriptive message, enter your information to receive meal prep guidelines. You can click out and it will be there. Full name and email, this is up to you. I typically ask for a first name, and then I will drag last name over here. Oh. I don't know why it's doing that. Last name. Okay, so I will typically put first name, and then it can say type your first name here. Last name, type your last name. And then I like to say email address. And that's my form. Again, you can, those are the fields that you can add. You can change the style by changing the colors. You can, here's another option. You can change it to a URL thank you page. Maybe you have lead pages and you want to create a prettier design for your thank you page. You can do that, or you can just click show thank you, and when users submit their information, they will just receive a thank you for signing up message. Now you want to make sure that you're subscribing them to the right list. We only have one, so we can't get that wrong right now. And that's it. Then you can click integrate, and this is your form. So if you're embedding your form on your website, you would just copy and paste this embed information right onto your website. If you want to generate a link, you'd hop over to the link tab. This is the link that you would copy and paste and link up to any text on your website, or you can share it across social media. You can put it in your website section of Instagram so people can go right over to this link. I would advertise something for free in exchange for their information to get them on your list. Maybe a year and a half ago, it would have worked to get people on our list by just saying, subscribe to my newsletter list for tips and tricks of whatever. But these days, people want something more in exchange for their name and their email address, because we're getting bombarded with information in our inbox these days. So it needs to be something worthwhile, something very valuable to them in order for them to share their information with you. So I typically will generate a link and share that way. Make sure you save and exit so that you know the link is active. So now you have a form created. Anytime somebody signs up from that link, they will automatically be added to your list, and they will automatically be sent to your automation welcome series. That is the basics of getting started with ActiveCampaign. Now, if you have questions about your welcome series and what your emails should contain, please send me an email, info@jennacarelli.com. I'd be happy to help you out. There are other tabs here. There is so much more that you can do with ActiveCampaign, but for the purposes of just getting started, just getting up and running, this is a great tutorial. Feel free to share it out with your friends and family. And again, my name is Jenna Carelli. Thank you so much for watching the tutorial. I am a health and fitness expert, a business coach, and a mom to a little one. And I look forward to talking with you guys in the future.